Good morning, everyone. I can probably afford to turn my mic up a little bit. That's better. Actually, it's probably a little too much, but hello. How are we this morning? I went through a damn roller coaster last week, especially with technology. But I think we've kind of leveled out a little bit. Still got some things to work through, but nothing too serious. Hoping to go into this upcoming week with a sense of determination, mostly because Saturday we go into Tech Week for the upcoming show that I am doing. I am excited for this show. It's going to be a nice big one. So I think it's going to be it'll be worth it, I guess is the best way to describe it. So I'm very excited to be able to get this one up. Last week, the handful of things that went down were some of them were great, some of them were really positive, but ultimately the negatives I let kind of control how the week was going to go. The positives were that we accomplished two very big steps in the process. One, what is called the designer run of our show, where they do a full run of the entire production, but with no tech. So it's just so that way all the technicians and designers can get the timing, the spacing, and kind of the attitude of the show and get us a double check, if you will. Like, okay, we are going in the right direction, or, oh, I guess I didn't know how that was going to go. And us kind of getting that stuff solidified as quickly as we can. So that way people like lighting crew and myself on as the sound designer can sit down, write cues, and make sure that everything, I put a big thumbprint on this right before I put it back on, that we know that we're going to be doing this show justice, doing the timing right, and ultimately putting on a good show. So that was Monday. Tuesday, we did another big step in the process, which was what we call the SITS probe, or that was weird, or Wando probe. Both are very similar things, but the basic gist is it's the first time that the actors and the musicians get to play in the same room together. First big music rehearsal. But the difference between a SITS probe and the Wando probe is SITS probe, usually everybody just stands around. They sing in a presentational style, so that way we can get some levels and we can make sure that things are sounding okay. A Wando probe is where people are able to do some of the choreography and actually run around and do some parts of the show as it's going to be done live. Not with costumes, but with set pieces and props, and kind of like get themselves in this this mentality that this is going to be a process, not just a simple, I am singing, here I sing. So that was really nice that we were able to accomplish on Tuesday as well. And then from there, things got kind of weird. Once that got done, we kind of shifted gears back to pushing the narrative or the process, not the narrative, pushing the process forward with the build, because I had to do some temporary decisions to allow us to be able to pull off the various events that were happening Monday and Tuesday. So we had to backload a lot of things and kind of like keep working, but not be able to put it out on stage yet. And then Wednesday and Thursday was our big push to get a lot of the other set pieces done. So the set pieces are built. They're just being finalized, like some base paintings, some filling in gaps with joint compound, lifting things up in the air that are currently just on the ground, all that sort of stuff. So as we move forward, I'm just going to have like a, straightforward mentality about things. Namely, we got to get the floor painted on Monday. So tomorrow, we're going to get everything off the stage that we can, and we're just going to paint the floor. We're not going to really care much about what else needs to be accomplished. We're just going to get that floor painted, so that way as programming starts happening for lighting, they have an accurate representation of what they're going to be lighting on stage. So, my D20 is just going to not be happy today. So all of that being said, I believe, let me double check, because my last few days of my week kind of got all discombobulated. Thursday morning. So I'm guessing sometime Wednesday evening, or, what have you. Something got caught in between my laptop screen and my laptop case, the keyboard. And when I closed the MacBook, I gotta fix that. That's bad. That was weird. Something got caught, and I closed the laptop, put it in my backpack, didn't think anything of it, and apparently, whatever it was, shattered my laptop screen. So my MacBook died, essentially. It still functions with external screens, so I do still plan on using it for some projects. My first thought, I don't know if this is going to be possible. My first thought is I want to completely strip it down when it comes to what is running on it. I want to get rid of most of my design applications and the things that I would normally work on from the standpoint of like applications. So I get rid of Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, all of these big resource heavy applications, and strip it down to closer to a computer that is just for gaming. Since it is Intel, I could dual boot it, so I could put Windows on it, and I could actually play some Windows applications with more purpose and more ability. Because right now I'm very limited in what I can do with the Windows side of my machine, because I just don't have the hard drive space. But if I'm able to shift gears, I got a pretty nice AMD Radeon graphics card in there. I didn't do the integrated, I did the discrete. So I was able to actually get separate. So that way I could actually do some real, graphics pushing out of my machine, which means that I may actually be able to use it for a stronger gaming computer if I strip off all these, extraneous softwares and just allow it to exist as a gaming machine. Right now, I do have my new Mac hooked up to my system for today because I wanted to play around with it a little bit. So there is a lot of things about it in particular that I shifted just so that way I could keep doing my day-to-day But there are some settings, some adjustments, some little tweaks that I want to go through and see if I can't get more polished for me. So I can, use this thing every day, not just, like one of my least favorite things about getting a new computer is the struggle that is getting it actually prepped and ready for day to day. I got all the big applications on there, all the ones that I really care about and that I'm going to use soon. So I got, all my drafting softwares, the sound softwares, so that way I'm ready for Tech Week coming up. But I also loaded it with some stuff that I'm going to need very soon for my next project, which is a straight play. It's happening in May, where I'm going to be doing scenery and projections. So I made sure I had all that software loaded on as well, just so that way I'm not putting myself in a situation where, putting myself in a situation where I'm prepping just for what's coming next and not for what's down the road. Because that can happen sometimes. It happens a lot in life. It happened with the way I hooked up the audio system at work when we initially purchased it. I definitely set it up for the show that was coming up rather than longevity. And now I feel like I've gotten to a point where now I've seen how the system can work and should work. And I've made a lot of adjustments over the last couple weeks to make sure that we're in a better spot to accomplish what's necessary to get that system at a spot where we don't really have to think about it that much anymore. Okay, I'm going to do something about my D20. Hold on. If that thing freaks out anymore, I may have to shut it off for the day because that was very annoying and not the vibe I'm going for. Another thing this last week and the week prior is Kayla Pumpkin and I have gotten a little bit more consistent in our workout regime. So I've been really happy to have that happen. So I'm feeling a little bit better in that arena. So again, it's not all negatives. Speaking of which, I got to reset that clock. That was probably the biggest challenge about all of this was the fact that daylight savings happened right before we started doing major tech events. So a lot of people were not in it this week. A lot of people call off. A lot of people say, hey, I can't do today. Can I do tomorrow? And a lot of shift adjustments. And it was just, I couldn't really count on a lot of people this week, which was super unfortunate. We did accomplish quite a bit, but we did not accomplish what I needed to. So that was not great. I'm hoping to, again, jump and hit the ground running, so it'll be fine. But it was just unfortunate that we got ourselves into a situation where I even had to worry about that stuff. But daylight savings did not help. Once this show gets up, I am hoping to reevaluate my streaming schedule a little bit. I'm hoping to add a evening onto the schedule. I'm not sure what evening yet. My first thought was to bring back Saturday evenings and do some more collaborative stuff. Get Chanland events up and running. Get some stuff with Pumpkin. I got a couple 2-player games that I think would be a lot of fun playing with her, especially since I have my new Xbox. But also, I want to shift this slot in particular back to what it used to be, which was me just programming, hanging out, listening to music, and talking with you all. Um, Not necessarily no gaming, because, this is Twitch, but more specifically, I wanted to make a change so that way Sunday morning is uh, a productivity boost, a mental boost, a just sit and have coffee and then chat with people as we're doing so. One of the big things that is coming up for me when it comes to stuff is that show in May where I'm doing projections design. And I want to show some of my process. I don't want to do that in the dark, as it were, with some of that stuff. And I'm going to actually potentially have a Zoom call with some of my students while I do some of that stuff, so that way they can see what I'm doing while I'm also streaming it out live. So that way it's a kind of, you know, a helpful thing with my job and with my well-being, but also just a cool, fun thing that we can do together. I don't know how well that's going to extrapolate and who's going to actually enjoy that and tune in. But you never know. I'm excited either way. Also, did all of you get the Discord themes? Like, is that something that you're all playing with? I know I have Canary, Discord Canary, which allows me to have some features early. So I talk about these things sometimes, and a lot of people are like, "Uh-oh, what?" But there are legit Discord themes now that allow you not just light mode, dark mode, but actual like backgrounds. And I'm super, super excited about it because it's not something that I thought was going to be a thing on Discord. So, why is it my... Come on. Oh, that's going to be annoying. I don't think I need to set it up with my new computer, but I don't think it's set up right now to wake up for input access when it's asleep. So I just tried to swipe over there with my mouse and keyboard, and it just wouldn't wake up. So, speaking of which, though, let's talk about this new machine I got, friends. So I have let's get this loaded up. Turn this on, and hopefully it works this time. It did. So also we talked about this, and I never really was able to show it, but this is my new 3D printed mount for my Stream Decks, my 215s. I'm very happy with it. Like, this is the vision I get when I'm streaming. So I'm able to change scenes in most of OBS here. And then this one is dynamic. So it changes based on what I'm doing and what I need. All of which the changes occur from this Stream Deck over here. So that way when I want something, OBS specific, that's kind of an extension of this one, I have all of these settings that I can adjust, turn things on and off. But it allows me to have everything at my fingertips, because before I had them both next to each other right here, and it really clogged up my room. I gotta clean that off a little bit, but really clogged up the room for my mouse to scroll on my pad. So I had to think of another option, and this 3D print seems to be the perfect solution. So I'm really happy that this is a thing. But yeah, so drum roll. My new computer is very generic and clamshelled because that's how I have to use it when I stream. But this is my new MacBook. It's connected to these two screens right now. I gotta set that clock. But this thing is super, super nice. It is the... Oh, calm down. It is the M2 MacBook Pro 14-inch. It is the... I believe it's the 18 core 30... okay. About this Mac. Yeah, so it is the M2 Max, 32 gig memory. It's running Ventura 13.2.1. I just updated it yesterday. It is super, super nice. I'm very happy about it. Where is it? It's the 1 gig model. So it is going to, or 1 terabyte model. So it's not going to run out of space anytime soon. It is also so freaking speedy when it comes to changing display situations. I don't know how many of you have used M1, M2 machines, but they don't actually do the dip that they usually do when you change display settings. Normally, they have to completely remap the architecture for the displays, so they dip to black and then they come back. That does not happen with this new MacBook. So if I'm sitting here and I decide I want to add this screen back to the system, it just shifts it over. It just puts it here. And then when I close this back, it puts everything over there. Like that's incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. So, yeah, very, very excited for this new machine, and we'll get into it in a second. You can see my priorities were straight about what I installed in this first. But I did get all of my normal apps that I use on a regular basis for work and for life installed as well. And we'll go over those here in a second. That was good timing. Didn't mean to shut off my phone camera, but it totally did it on its own, so I'm not mad. So yeah, that is the new computer, and I'd love to dig into it and adjust some settings with you all, if I can, over here. So I'm using the standard, I believe this is actually the previous OS's wallpaper. Yeah, the Monterey wallpaper. The Ventura one just doesn't speak to me, but I think it's probably because it's purple. I really enjoy the Monterey dynamic desktop. I'm currently using just the dark. The dynamic is nice, but it gets a little bit too bright for me, especially during streaming this early in the morning. So I tend to just keep it on the dark still. But this machine is running Ventura. It is blazingly fast and so many awesome settings that I just completely forgot were in this software version. One of the biggest ones is Stage Manager, which I absolutely love. That if I open up a handful of applications, let's find some ones that aren't going to screw with anything. Chrome, and then maybe just QLab. So, Stage Manager is probably one of my favorite additions to Mac OS in a long time. So, it allows you to, standard like operation of a Mac for those who use it is if you don't full screen your apps, this is what it looks like all the time. You just have applications that are just kind of like over top each other and getting really annoying. And Stage Manager allows you to group them based on app type and application. So say I open up a new Finder window and I have two of them. Say I'm like going through, my Google Drive and trying to transfer things to from my downloads folder over to there. And then I realize I need to use QLab. It groups them over here, ready to go whenever, and I can take them apart if I need to and make them a part of this group instead. So that way, if I switch to Spotify, it keeps those grouped together. Like what? The one thing that it doesn't do, and I understand why, is that you can't drag things over to Stage Manager when there's nothing already over there. So if I'm like dragging this, I can't drag and make it a new stage over here because once I move to something else, it creates a stage anyway. It's a part of its own stage. It's just on the stage. It's not backstage. Which, by the way, the fact that they use the term Stage Manager kind of works, but also doesn't work at all. And as a theater professional, kind of irks me because it doesn't work completely, but I digress. Well, yeah, I just love that if I go in here, I can, like, if I do want this, all my Finder windows to be together, that's all it takes, is I can drag this onto similar items that are already over here, or I can take things out and make them be a part of the same stage. So that way I can pull open those windows. It's a fancy window management that allows you to just group applications and have them tucked over to the side. Where this gets really, really powerful is when you have 2 or more screens, because each stage is screen specific. So you can have a setup on one machine doing a bunch of things, and then you can come over. Now, all of the typical things still exist for this, like, mission control and app expose still work exactly the same way. And if I want to, I can come up here and say split Finder windows like this, if this is the organization method I want to use. And it takes it out of Stage Manager, because Stage Manager only works with non-full screened apps. As soon as I make it full screen, it's a space. That's all it does. But yeah, so if I bring those Finder windows back in, they become a stage again. So yeah. This has become really, really helpful. I'm still getting used to the fact that it does it this way, because for a long time I was just used to doing Command Tab like everybody always does. I do like that Command Tab cycles through the stages. Ooh, that is pretty. That is really, really nice that it allows that to happen. A lot of the other things that Ventura brought were a little like behind the scenes, not really important, aren't really fancy. But one that I do really like is the new system settings window. Because for the longest time, this was in icon view. It was always icon view. You click the button and you have to find the section that your stuff lives in, and it's always been in a similar layout. So they finally changed it up this time around, and they made it closer to what like an iPhone or an iPad is, which is a bunch of different sections split up loosely between areas. And they actually added in some and split some out, so that way it works closer to what iPads and iPhones are. So that way we just get ourselves into the habit of looking for things in the same spot no matter what device we're in. I know it makes complete sense and something they should have done a long time ago, but I am still very happy that it's here. I need to change my Apple ID thing. For some reason, it's a planet. I really love how this is laid out now. I'm very, very happy. I have to change some focus stuff because I think I have to add a streaming focus. My Mac Mini is currently still running Big Sur. I do believe I'm going to upgrade it to Ventura after I play around with some apps on my MacBook to make sure they all work. But if they do, the biggest challenges moving forward when it comes to softwares, now that Apple is on their own silicon, is the app just needs to become ARM native. Like, it just needs to become ARM native, and all of these software changes aren't going to be as big a blip in software updates for these applications anymore. Not that it won't be revolutionary every time, because Ventura was definitely a refresh of the M1 software. That's basically what it was. It's like, hey, we did it once. We should adjust it because it's not doing exactly what we want it to. So Monterey was, I would say, the first true M1 software, even though Big Sur definitely was the push towards that, and it was a lot sleeker. But Monterey was the first like M1, hey, we know what direction we're heading in, and Ventura is the refinement. So it's just really, really nice to have a system that's up to date. I am going to check this box because personally, I despise when I put focus on one of my devices and it does it everywhere. So that has been something that I make sure I uncheck for everything. That's the other part about Stage Manager is once you get down to just one app, it goes away and just acts like a normal thing. I can do this now, which I really love since it's Stage Manager. Like, let's open up another Finder window. That if I do, say, open up this, bring this over here, that I can bring this to the side of the screen and I can split half and half in Stage Manager. So I don't have to do a full screen app. I can just do it here and bring it over to the sides. I have not checked this yet. Does it? It doesn't. Okay, so that is, it splits it via Stage Manager like this, but it should still do, yeah, it still does what it used to when it's not in Stage Manager mode, which is split it just across the screen by itself. And I turn on Stage Manager and it doesn't shift it. Okay, so that is something I have to be aware of, is that Stage Manager doesn't shift over the windows automatically. So if let's open up Spotify again, so that way we can create a good use of Stage Manager. Let's do QLab off to the side. So now these are split half and half. And if I turn on Stage Manager, oh, it hides it behind. I didn't know it did that. Oh, look at that effect. That little zoop. That is nice. I like it a lot. So yeah, another thing that this computer does really well, I have learned, is that one, it boots up in like 15 seconds. That's incredible. But it actually allows me to start using shaders with no reduction in my frames per second on Minecraft. I'm very happy about that. Now, am I going to start using this machine for Minecraft going forward? Probably not. Do I want Minecraft on here to be as consistent as possible so that way at any time I can play? Yes, because Minecraft has become a very important thing to me and I want to be able to do that whenever I can. But it is really, really nice that I have a kind of an uninterruptible version of Minecraft that I can play now. I'm totally fine when I play normal streaming to be able to play without shaders, because I think the experience of Minecraft without shaders is just a more classic feel, and I don't want to mess with that. But it is nice that I have the ability when I want to be able to do that sort of thing. I also just realized I don't think this is, it's not. It's just like there's a bunch of sound effects that should be happening and I haven't heard them. It's because I didn't have it shifted to the correct sound interface. But yeah, as you can see in here, I have a couple applications that I have not installed yet. These folders are actually universal across all of my machines. I use the iCloud documents setting. So my documents folder is technically in the cloud, So a lot of those documents I can grab from anywhere, which is fantastic, but it also means that I can create doc folders that are universal that have a bunch of shortcuts in them to get me wherever I need. My latest shows, work apps, all that great stuff. I don't think NDI Launcher belongs in here, but I'm not going to complain. But I also think that I need to move OBS and a couple other things. Comet, how the heck are you, friend? It's been a second. But yeah. I also right away made sure that I installed iStats Pro because I needed to have more info about my computer than just what the... You graduated like 5 days ago? Oh my God. That's so exciting. Hope successfully. Okay, well that's... Yes. Yes. But yes, iStats Pro, got that installed because I needed more info about my machine than just the standard, this is your battery life. This is this and that. And I didn't want to have to keep going to Activity Monitor to get that information. I wanted to pull it up. So I have CPU here, the GPU usage here, memory utilization. As you can see, I'm currently using about 47% of my memory. And of course, I have breakdowns of stuff, of how things are being utilized. And then I have my network uptime, downtime, and it only blinks up there when I'm actually using network, which is super, super nice. And then I have sensors for temperature, as well as RPMs and various other things. And then my battery, which is going to be super, super important because that's one of the things on my old MacBook that was starting to dip, was the battery life. I think I was at 79%, not utilization. There's another word for it, but 79% health. That's it. That I was at a point where 100% charge was 79% of what it used to be. So it's not doing great. But having this up here, in Slovakia, we have a weird graduating system. We have 4 subjects from which were written a 64 questions exam in March, and later in May, we have an oral exam when we are standing in front of some judges, how they called, and you will pick a topic and have to talk about it for 15 minutes. Okay, so it's actually very similar to the way that some people do PhDs here in the States. There's a basically you have to prove you understand the subject that you've been studying. Yes, there's tests, yes, there's exams, there's stuff all through the process, but like your big end goal is a dissertation. So you're doing a presentation, if you will, of I understand what I'm talking about and I'm ready to go out into the world and show my work. So right now I'm graduating from Slovak language because I'm at a 5-year school. Got it. Okay. Yeah, and that again, like March right now, I'm waiting for May to do my oral. That's awesome, my friend. So you'll know your like the the results soon for the March stuff. And then that way you can proceed to May. It's exciting though. Speaking of which, so I'm graduating twice this year. Next year, 3 more subjects. Nice. That is awesome. That is something that I did not realize was going to be a thing when I started streaming, and it makes me very, very happy, is the secondhand excitement and uh no, not nice. Got it. But ending high school. Look at that. That's legit. That's so cool. But yeah, the secondhand excitement and like success and just like I don't know, like I don't know another experience that I've ever had in my life where I can get excited about somebody that is going to graduate from a year of school in another country across the world. How I legitimately never thought that this was going to be a part of my life, and the fact that it is, and that we get to talk about this, I get to learn stuff about, you know, other walks of life and get excited for you is so, that's awesome. Oh, okay. So you got a little time to wait. Whew. Yes. Hope successfully. We shall all send that good vibe and hope towards your way. We want you to accomplish your goals. So yes, this is the new computer. It is going to be the workhorse production design machine for me. I think occasionally I'll use it on stream, but the hope is that I can strip down my other computer since it doesn't need the third screen, the actual laptop screen to actually operate. I'm wondering if I can just have it sit over here from now on. So that way I just have two computers set up, ready to go with whatever I need to do. So minimum percentage from the test is 33, which is an F. Still have no idea why it is necessary to write those if you can just do a 34 and still pass. That, yes. Math would say. Thank you. Yeah, like the streaming side of it is almost identical. The biggest change is obviously the Stream Deck 3D print that I made, and then just overall adjustments and layout, so that way I don't feel as crowded in my setup anymore, because that has been a big issue as I add stuff, is that I just don't have room for all of it. So it's been really nice to be able to kind of expand that way. But this new computer is going to give me a lot of options when it comes to my just general well-being at work and life and special events and stuff like that. So one thing that I know I'm definitely going to have to try to test out with this thing is the new Baldur's Gate 3 game that's coming out. Because if it runs on this as smoothly as I think it's going to, get ready for August, friends, when that game comes out, because we are going to have a fun. So I'm very excited for that. Also, as a reminder, I did mention a little bit earlier that my hope moving forward. Why does my mic look like this? My hope moving forward is that we can do some evening streams coming up again. But I think I'm going to have to shift when I stream, because before it used to be right at 6 o'clock. I go 6 to 8 and then I'm done. I think I'm going to shift it to 8 to 10. I can't tell you exactly what days it's going to happen yet, because life and work. But I'm hoping to do 8 to 10 moving forward, because that will allow me to accomplish the goals that I normally do during the day, which is get home from work, hopefully get a workout in, have some dinner, and then get settled back in at home, and then jump on the computer, do a stream. May not be very long, hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll say goodnight and be done with the evening. So Also forgot, in March, we're writing an exam, like I mentioned before. Also, we're writing an essay about a topic which is published the day of graduation. So until then, you have no clue what topic you write from the 4 different, because you have no info about it. Interesting. So a lot of this, like, determination of your graduation and your grading happens all in the background. It's fascinating. And I guess normal grading kind of happens that way, but... Oh, cool. Excellent. So yeah, one of the biggest changes that I made with this machine compared to my older one is that I am trying to stay on top of my downloads folder, my desktop, and my trash can, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where things are just filling up. Because the downloads folder on my MacBook, my old one, it's it could be better. Oh, that reminds me, I actually need to label this machine, because it's just like Dustin's MacBook Pro. Because I had Design Mac. I think I just need to call this Design MacBook Pro. Yeah, so that way it shows up in my list of machines as that. But 1, in winter in the countryside, artistic description. Safely on social networks, interpretation. 3, I looked like a mouse talking. 4, does it make sense to run for the school parliament? Discussion post. Okay. Interesting. So you have these different areas that you can have this essay written about, and pending on... Nope, totally understand. Yeah, it makes enough sense for me to understand what you're trying to say. Wow. I'm learning so much. Welcome to the Chan fam, Maxi. I'm guessing Maxi King 49. But welcome in. How are you? I assume either you've been lurking or you jumped in, saw this amazing conversation, and just thought you wanted to jump into the Chan fam. So I appreciate that very much. Oh, I didn't even see the times. Thank you. I appreciate that that point. 8:30 went to school, 9:45 started the test, 12:20 essay topics were announced, and 13 we started writing them. Oh, you didn't even know what they were. That's stressful. That being said, you know, when it comes to life in general, like being able to just act on your toes and have a discussion, like a meaningful discussion or conversation, like that's useful. That's very useful. Wow. Excelente. That's very nice. Oh yeah, another thing that I really wanted to be able to test out on this and see how well it works or doesn't work, is this amazing thing, Encounter Plus, because right now, if I do a external screen, like if I'm playing D&D, this friend was very picky with the way that it worked. Do I actually? I don't think I do. I don't. Okay. I need to import the all my campaign files into this so that way I can utilize it. But it really dragged down my CPU and GPU usage, which, looking at CPU, it's 5%. I'm not really pushing it very hard, so I understand why. And then pressure for the memory, like I don't think this is really going to push it too hard. That's exciting. Because even at this point, normally it would have been it'll be a little upset. So I'm glad that as of this moment, it doesn't look like it will be. Um, yeah, like the speed at which all of these applications open up is incredible. Like the Minecraft launcher is going to open up. Yeah, done. Like open, ready to go. You can imagine my stress because I was like, what topics will be there? Because you have no clue. No one knows. Like they're announcing them in the radios and like 2 post letters. The thing you put letters in, and in those 2 packages, you will see 4 different topics for an essay. Okay, so it just dropped down on your lap. No real prep time except for everything that you've learned up until that point, and hopefully you're able to accomplish the tasks that are set out. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, like loaded up super quick. Very excited for the Trails and Tales update. If you haven't heard much about it, that's confusing. Why is that happening? Network? Why didn't that work? Is something wrong with this link? Maybe? Let's get rid of reference launcher. That was it. Okay. Mouse topic was translated incorrectly. The point was that you were looking like a shocked mouse or something like that. Interesting. Okay. Is this just the little cinematic? Or is this the whole announcement?
Introducing Minecraft
Monthly. It was Minecraft Monthly. We don't have to watch that. But yeah, so it's gonna have the sniffer, which I'm really excited about. The armor trim, archaeology, which was something that was announced way back with Caves and Cliffs Part 1. And they just needed to refine it and put it in something that made sense, which I think it really does here. The cherry blossom biome, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. The camel hanging signs. There's some new mob heads, and you can put them on top of note blocks and actually play their sound effects, which I think a lot of modders are going to have a lot of fun with. The chiseled bookshelf, and then a whole bamboo wood set. We have had bamboo for how long now? And I'm so excited that we're able to actually going to be able to craft with this stuff. And like, yeah, I'm super excited. Like, look at it's so I could think of so many cool things to do with it. Yeah, I'm stoked. Very stoked. Archaeology looks like an absolute blast. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm frickin' stoked. But yeah, let's jump in. I wanted to, because I'm not going to install it at home because of how big the file is for it. But I'm really hoping to get this installed sooner rather than later. Because I cannot wait for this frickin' game. I cannot wait. Do they still have the announcement video of the date? Yes, here it is. Yeah, this got me so hyped when it came out. Also, J.K. Simmons is doing voice work on it, and I can't wait. Here we go.
I'll tell you a story, true soul. My life was dismantled piece by piece. And when I tried to buy it back, it cost me everything. I must finish what I started. Death's design will be complete.
Discover Ketherick's secret. Find out what it is that makes him invincible so we can strip him of his advantage.
Oh, yeah.
You're a pawn, a slave to forces you cannot comprehend.
Ketherick is a frightening man, but you have something he doesn't. Allies worth having.
Together, we will strike down the Absolute.
Y'all.
Bow before me. Bow before the Absolute. Bow!
Oh, yeah. August 31st. I cannot wait, my friends. Cannot wait. And yes, J.K. Simmons plays the BBEG, Big Bad Evil Guy. I'll forget about it.
Stop, Ketherick, and you may find the cure to that parasite in your head.
For the land to heal, Ketherick Thorm must die.
I'll tell you a story, true soul. About a man who sold himself piece by piece. He had everything. A wonderful wife, a brilliant daughter.
Ooh.
They lived not far from here. His wife died too young. Grief tore through their home like a thief, snatching away the scent of her hair, the rustle of her skirts. But the man did not break. He could not break. His daughter needed him whole, after all. She grew up, grew strong, challenged him, filled his heart with such joy it supplanted all sorrow. When she was killed, the man, he tried to remain whole. But it wasn't possible. Do you understand?
Chills, absolute chills, my friends. Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, so they physical collector's edition? Oh, you get dice. Cuz I did what version do I have? Play this again. I have, I think, just the base game. I'm hoping that they don't require me to pay for the game an entire other time. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. That's the other part, friends. I am I need to potentially install Stardew. I'm not sure if I'm going to. But Baldur's Gate, as you can see, 103.09 gigabytes. So I am a little stressed about that because that is a lot of space. So we'll see if I can actually make this happen. I'm also very bummed that these games no longer work now that I've upgraded my softwares, because these games were so much fun. They were like turn-based, as if you were playing at a tabletop, and then the battles and stuff are happening around you. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I think once I get things up and running on my laptop, my old one, for gaming specific, I think I'll dive in a little bit further and see what I can accomplish with some new gaming setups. So yeah, one of the things that I've been working on recently to try to make sure that I'm ready for my next show is I developed this little show file. As long as it opens up. It might not, because I moved it. Okay, it did. This allows you to make some control script cues in QLab, one of which allows you to turn on and off channels on a TF5 mixer, which is what we own in our main theater space. So you can actually send network commands to tell channels to mute and unmute in between scenes, so that way you don't have to have, 16 fingers and turn things on and off manually. You could let the software do it. There's also a couple others in here that are super useful, but this one in particular legitimately is a Apple script queue that is converting and doing a shell script to send info to a Python script, which then is sent over the network to the mixer. That this script exists. I did not create the script code or create it from scratch in any capacity. That was created by Yamaha. I was just able to put it in a QLab file for easy use. Because I believe, pardon me, I believe too long it takes to build these things from scratch. So I like to make template files. I also spent some time with a program called TF Editor, which is the software that we use to, edit our mixer situation. So if I open... so I gotta go boop, 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 boop. That was wrong. I went too far. Production areas, sound and music, default settings and presets. I created this. I already need to change it. But it matched it up and paired it up in a way that everything is labeled correctly. Things are patched into the correct channels and stuff like that. But after we had our SITS probe, I realized already that these 4 don't work anymore where they're placed. These 4 don't work anymore where they're placed. And all 8 of the QLab channels, I just need to get out of the mixer, because I think I'm relying too much on the mixer and I just need to get rid of them. But they are all set up. If I scroll down here, you can see that they are all set up with the proper patching and routing, so that way everything goes where it's supposed to. And we're left with a system that puts music and sound effects and microphones wherever we need them to. So it's very, very helpful to start with a baseline file. Now, for 9 to 5, the show that we're about to do, completely redone, changed and adjusted because of the way that the show needs our stuff. Mainly, we will only ever use Oh no, how long has my network been freaking out? Why didn't anyone tell me? Has it been like this for a while? I'll look at the VOD, but yeah, I'm not sure why that's happening. Yeah, I'm not using too much network. I'm not sure what's happening, but it's fine because we're still live, so everything's okay. But yeah, I think let's actually jump into Minecraft, and I can show off the shaders, because I think that is a fun little thing we can do together. Something I am definitely going to have to think about in the near future with all of this is if I do have this computer that is just much stronger for Minecraft with shaders and various things, do I take Minecraft off that other machine and only plug this in when I'm using it for Minecraft? So I'm not sure. Those things are still question marks, but yeah, let's jump in the Chanland, and I can show off some of those shaders and fun stuff. So yeah, as you can see, the shadows and various things, like I have a shadow of my actual Minecraft character. It is a block game, so the shadows aren't super crisp, but I'm very happy with how this all looks. I am going to have to make a quick adjustment because no, that's not it. Is it shader packs? I may have to adjust it here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Cool. So it turned off fog by default. But yeah, as you can see, like I'm running these shaders and Minecraft is running, and basically it's just adding shadow and a little bit of depth of field and color. You can see the shadows moving with the sun, which I'm really excited about. But I'm still rocking 60 FPS on a Mac. Normally I would be getting 24 out of my Intel. So this is significantly better. Honestly, I think one of the biggest reasons that the FPS isn't any higher is because of all the water. Because each one of these blocks of water has animation to it. So if we're not looking at water and we're just in here, yeah, my FPS is almost 80. Like I'm doing so much better on this machine. I also installed the one of my favorite little things, which is the ambient sounds and dynamic sounds. So when I am underneath certain blocks, it changes the way that sound interacts with my ears. Actually, let's make sure 3D sound is turned on. It is. Okay. Settings. Because if we're outside, like if I destroy this, sounds like normal. If I go in here, and down. You can already kind of hear it, and I destroy this. It sounds like I'm in a hallway. Like, how freaking cool is that? It sounds like I'm underwater. And that's the other part. Is like, it knows that the chicken is on the other side of the wall. So when the chicken makes sounds, it sounds like it's on the other side of a wall. Also, I got the fresh animations mod turned on, and I'm so happy. Oh, there's an egg. Oh. No child for you. But yeah. I also have been doing some adjustments down here. This has nothing to do with my computer. But I did some adjustments down here recently. To add a little bit of a access for, like being able to service some things, because for the longest time I couldn't really like service stuff without breaking blocks, so I wanted to be able to come under here and turn things on and off, as well as this part, so that way I can have a tunnel. So I just gotta crouch. 1.5 blocks is the same speed as Swift Sneak now. Swift Sneak 3. But yeah, eventually I'm going to make this so that way you can get around underneath this whole thing with tunnels. So that way you can make sure that everything is copacetic. I haven't really done much in the realm of it because I still need to... So the water isn't going to flow down. Great. Yeah, so the water is supposed to be, I believe, 2 blocks. Yeah, I believe the way this is all supposed to line up is it's supposed to be, oh, it's supposed to be here. Oh, Dustin. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do these little access tunnels for, well, peace of mind, really, because I keep getting myself in situations where I need to service stuff that I've built and done. And, yeah, so it's getting a little annoying to get to certain places because I didn't plan ahead, as it were. So that has been a whole thing. But yeah, so the hope is interesting. This isn't actually a square. I think it's 1 block. How does that work? Wait, is this a square? Okay, so we're in 175, 636, 175, and 165, 646. Yeah, it's a 10 by 10. Why doesn't it look like a square from above? That's so weird. I do think I am going to have to do redo the water here because I don't think... oh, well that fixed it. Okay, now it's square. But yeah, So, or at least it's the illusion of square. So if I'm here, it's lined up with the outside of that. And then if I'm here, it's lined up with the outside. Outside, and this should be outside as well. It just doesn't look like a square from above. Oh, it should be here. Interesting. Oh, this water's... I get it now. Okay. I need to fix that. You know what? Let's be smart about this. No reason for me to do this the hard way. So the water goes too far this way because there's water right under here. Because the water, just based on the way that things are laid out, the water goes 2 blocks out and it goes 3 blocks here for some reason. So all of this water is unnecessary. So I believe I can just do this and it'll stop it from being waterlogged and I can get rid of them. Oh, and it turns into flowing water. Interesting. Because this is where I want the path to be. So maybe I have to destroy it here. And then it'll get rid of it. Oh my god, is auto jump on? Oh, thank god. Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, so... Oh, we're so close. Okay. And that did it. Okay, so I think we can now redo all of those blocks with half slabs, and it won't be a problem anymore, I think. He says with very little confidence. Because if I redo this with the half slab, what happens? Awesome. Yep. That's what we were looking for. Right? Because the center of everything is right here. And this should be the path. Oh, so there should be water there. I don't know anymore. This is so interesting. Not entirely sure why I got rid of that, but that's fine. Okay, so I don't want water. I almost feel like I need to redo this in general, and it's turning into something a bit more than I wanted to do today. But let's cover this back up. green carpet back. And put our white carpet back. And that's everything. Let's put this stuff back here because it's, again, not what we were trying to do today. I can throw away the items we just collected into the system. There it goes. Also, for those of you who don't know, there is a setting in Minecraft that allows you to do scrolling between items, and I hate it. And apparently, I am in the minority because there's a lot of people that use it all the time, and Minecraft doesn't have a setting to turn it off. So I am left with mods to completely reduce my scroll speed, so that way it still works. Like if I scroll, it puts me where I want it to be. But it means when I'm in something like this and I'm trying to zoom out, it takes forever because I've changed my scroll settings. I did some playing around, as you can see, the all the ends. Those are all of the potential new homes that I'm thinking about building up. Let's zoom out. So one of them is right here. I put a torch center where I thought would be a good spot. There's another one that I was playing with a lot in my off time not too long ago because I thought it was a fantastic like little nook area, which is this one, because there's a little spot, I believe right around here, that there's a cave that my base could like back into. And then finally, this was the one that I like the most, but I don't think I'm going to use, unfortunately, is this area, because it's got a birch forest, a normal oak forest, swamp, small acacia chunk, jungle. It's got almost every biome tucked away in it. So I was thinking that that would be a nice location. I also just noticed something that I did not go and explore when I was flying, and I think we should. So let's create a temporary thing there. 4,000 blocks. Let's give this a shot. But I have personally never visited a snow village in Chandland. So we're going to go for a quick little flight. Like, see, I'm flying right now. Almost 120 FPS. It may not look like 120 FPS for you all because I stream at 30 FPS, so that way my network traffic doesn't get too low. Or too high, sorry, and cause lag with the stream. But my game itself is almost rocking 120 FPS while I fly. Because it doesn't have to render in a lot of things that it normally would have to. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful landscape out this way. And I just want another big build project to work on. Not a farm, not a like a community thing. I want to build something just for me. And I think finding a nice chunk of land out here to call my own is the way to do it. Oh yeah, this is that massive dark oak forest. Like it wraps around like this whole area. Like it's huge. I know using the world map and mini map mods is a little cheaty when it comes to finding things. But because it only loads what's in my render distance, I personally give myself a little bit of grace because I just didn't see it when I walked by it before. It's like the map is only rendering what you currently see around me. So it never will load anything else. Oh yeah, this is pretty. Huh, the lone tree amongst the ice spikes. Oh, I'm shocked that water source hasn't frozen. God. The generation that happened in the caves and cliffs blows me away. Okay. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. It was behind a frickin' mountain. Oh, jumping goat. Let's hope there's no packed snow. Ooh. So there's a librarian in this village. What's a spider? Hello, Mr. Armorer. Yeah, this is my first ice village. But it wasn't just mine. Somebody else has totally been here. They were looking for the secret room, which is what I'm looking for too. Yeah, I am not the first person to visit this village. Which means it's probably been stripped of all the good stuff, which is fine. We all play on this server together, which means that sometimes people get stuff before others. What is this? Is that a whole other frickin' village? My God, it's a metropolis. So quiet. This village is legit. Ooh, somebody's working. Oh, hey there. It's a Fletcher. It's another Fletcher. It's an igloo. Nice. Ah. Yeah, somebody's been here. Somebody's been here. Yeah, I love this dynamic sounds. Yep. Somebody was looking. But yeah, this dynamic sounds another freaking. There's so many Fletchers in this village. But yeah, my house in the Team Chungus server was in an ice biome, or in a snowy biome. So this seems very familiar to me. That's crazy that these two villages are so close together. Yeah, I think I'll don my elytra. We'll fly a little bit this way, and then we'll head back home. Almost guarantee there's a freaking ancient city under this. Like 202 blocks in the air above the clouds, there's gotta be an ancient city. Curious if there's any like open caves to underneath it. Because for those of you who may not know, that is the quickest way to find an ancient city, is a big old mountain and then an open cave to the depths. Another one of my favorite mods that I've installed. Yeah, this goes deep. Anyway, that is most likely an ancient city down there. Super cool. Okay. Let's head back home. Damn, are there two? There might be two. Oh, that's legit. Snowy biomes are probably the ones that look the best with shaders, because they look legit. There's a mod that I saw, and I am really interested in it, that does seasons. So over the course of, I think, 100 Minecraft days, it does 25-day seasons. So it dynamically changes the leaf color, the grass color, and some other things to show the change of seasons. And I think that is just like, that's the sort of thing I'm just like, Minecraft, steal that. Like, you can take that from Stardew Valley. That would be cool. I'd be super happy with that. I think we're gonna fly over some old builds of some friends who haven't been on the server in a while. Yes, I think we are. I think this is where the section of the map that we're in. I believe our friend Jesse built out this way. Ah, coming at a different angle. I was wrong. One of our first big community builds was this tunnel, and it looks so simple, and I'm so upset about it. I wish I built it more complicated, but it's just, it's the ability we had at the time. I spent all this time making a 3x3 door that was 1 block wide. And didn't do much in the realm of prettying it up from there. God, that tower looks so cool from here. If I remember correctly, it's actually safe. Like, brightness-wise. Like, you can walk over there, and you don't have to worry about running into anything dangerous. Yeah, this place is so good looking. Hey, hey! Hi, friend! Excited to work with you soon. But welcome in. How are you? What are you up to? I am climbing a giant tower right now for science. But no, in all actuality, I'm just climbing to the top because I want to look out to Chanland from it because I think it would look really cool. What do I need to change? Really? Why isn't it? Do I need to turn this up too? Is it simulation distance? No. I guess my shader pack is trumping that data, so it's not actually showing me everything because I wanted to look further away. But good, had a long week doing load-ins, so I'm trying to relax some. Awesome. Also, I totally forgot that you are not in town anymore, and I apologize for not remembering that, signing you up for that gig. I would have adjusted if I remembered that, so I apologize. Not that you shouldn't do it, it's just like it's a big commitment, so it would have been a little bit of a different conversation than the one that we had if I remembered that you weren't local anymore. So my bad. It's a lot of mine carts. I don't have enough inventory space to move that right now, but yeah, I think I'm gonna relatively soon, I think I'm going to dismantle a couple of these buildings, if not convert them. That's the key word here. I want to convert them to something a little bit more useful to the community. And one of the big things I would like to do is convert the Crafton Church, or not the Crafton Church, sorry, the long-term projects into a like freelance place where you can pick up small jobs for diamonds or emeralds or what have you. Oh, excellent. I'm glad, because I felt bad because you said that in the meeting. I was like, ah, crap, that's right. No, I'm so sorry. But another thing that I need to do soon, friends, is we had that server issue and I lost my 2 cats and my dog. And I want to get 2 cats and a dog again. But I got to go find them and bring them home. Yes, you did say that. So again, it made me feel less bad, but definitely still had that, oh no, moment. So I definitely want to do something real quick. I'm going to jump onto Vanilla Tweaks. I want to update my resource pack because oh no, just realized that my scroll wheel is backwards compared to what I like. Oh yeah, commuting for almost all my work right now. Majority of what I'm doing is in Flint with the rep. So you still in the state or elsewhere? That was more of what I was like kind of concerned about. I was just like, oh no. Okay, so I need to update my resource pack because there was a nice little visual detail that I saw with when I was watching an Azuma Void video. And it really spoke to me, so I wanted to add it in. It is a I think it's a 3D thing? No. But it's a what you call it? Hour and a half from campus where I'm living towards the west. Oh wow. Okay. But the thing that I wanted to add was, yeah, unobtrusive particles. Basically it allows us to do like smoke effects and stuff that are just a little bit easier to see. But where is oh face? Oh, okay. I think this is what I want. Okay. So I'm going to download that and throw it in my resource pack folder, which means this should load up pretty much right away. There it is. Oh, did I not? Oh no. Did I not adjust it? Oh, okay. And then bring this one over. Done. It'll reload. And hopefully that's the adjustments I was looking for with the look and feel of the game. The biggest changes are going to be those unobtrusive particles. So unobtrusive rain, snow, smoke, And yeah, as you can see right now, I am currently affected by a beacon, but all of the beacon effect particles are a little bit less intense. Also, the smoke effect on fire is a little bit less intense. I believe once it rains or snows, it won't obstruct our vision too much. And also it adjusted glass, so that way there's no border lines anymore. That was one thing I wanted to adjust a while ago, but just didn't have time. So now if we head upstairs to locations that have glass, like this one, there's no borders. There's division lines when you're using colored stuff, but the white glass, it looks like glass now. So it's nice and clean. Where this will really be nice is down there, because you'll just see the water. So let's actually jump down there so I can show that off. You can already kind of see it as we fly in. Yeah. I mean, the little glass indicators, I only have those on because I want to be able to actually see that there's glass there and that it's not just a clear block, because then it just looks like an air block. Like, look at how much cooler this looks without all the glass borders. Like, it looks like magic. When the items go through, like... It looks like magic. So the dirt block dropped off, but eventually we'll see the snow block come by. So that'll be cool. But yeah. So this is how Minecraft looks on this machine. I'm very excited. I'm gonna head back upstairs to my home. One thing that I tried to adjust and it hasn't worked yet, yeah, is I tried to make it so that way when I'm in Minecraft, it changes my F keys to standard F keys, so just F1, F2, all that great stuff. But every other app, it uses the normal, like, brightness up, brightness down, all those buttons. But it has not functioned yet, and I'm really bummed about it. But yeah, set spawn, and we'll get out of Chanland and Minecraft for the day. So yeah, let's throw that back on because we are just chatting from this point. So yeah, that's my new machine, what it does for Minecraft, and the stuff that I still need to set up on it and progress forward, so that way I have a nice functioning machine. Again, I'm really hoping for this upcoming spring production that I'm doing in May. Once I start doing crew calls, build calls, and the like, I'll be able to show off some of that stuff and hopefully do some of it on stream with you all, if not just post in the Discord, which, if you are not already, please join the Beyond Discord. A lot of great people in there. Pocket Size Bard is in there. Fantastic human being. We talk obviously about Minecraft, but we talk about technology, our streaming setups to get ourselves more familiar and comfortable with how to stream and the ups and downs and nuances that come with it. Yep. So it has been a lot of fun doing playing with that Discord. Oh wow, my D20 is not having a good day. But yeah, I think here coming up we'll find what schedule works best, but we'll add in a couple evenings into the lineup for us. I think it'll be really nice to be able to get in here and play with you all, because as much as I personally like the 9 a.m. slot, it's early, he says as he's yawning. It's an early time slot, so I understand that not a lot of people are into it for actual gaming and stuff with me. So it'll be nice to fall back into a time slot where I can get people in and do some fun stuff. I'm thinking of some build challenges. I'm thinking of some scavenger hunt challenges for Chanland. But also there's just a lot of great games coming up right around my birthday. So my birthday stream, get excited. Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out. And I plan on doing a birthday stream exclusively playing that game. So I hope to see you all there. I'll keep you all posted on what that is. Let's see if there's anybody that we can send this situation to. I don't know if anybody else is streaming this morning. Actually, I am not going to raid to anybody today because as soon as I'm done streaming, I have to head on to another project, and I don't want to do that to the streamer. I don't like raiding and running. So instead, we're just going to end it like classic, and we are going to look forward to a fantastic week, which I hope all of you have. It may be stressful, it may be confusing, and it may be hard, but know that you have a team of people behind you, whether you see them or not. So with that, I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Design and Conquer, my friends. I will see you at the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday and even better week. Talk to you later. Bye. You too.